Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you have been following me recently, you guys know that I have had a back injury in which I had a disc bulge in L4 and L5 disc. It it usually happens to the people who are above 40 and sit for long, like very long. And I don't pass both of these criteria. You'll never find me sitting apart from when I'm studying a practical subject, and I'm not above 40. I hope you can clearly see that. So the doctor said that the disc bulge is in 85% of the patients, but they don't realize it because they don't need to involve their back so much. So point being, I had my national games, and before that, I exhausted myself too much. I used to run 5 kilometers daily without any break, and then swim also, and then cycle also without any break. So I used to cycle till my pool, then swim there, cycle back, then in the evening run 5 kilometers, and I would do that continuously. It exhausted my back so much that I got a disc bulge. Even in my national games, I had a back pain, but I was on painkillers. I did not pay much heed. After the national games was over, that's when it got really worse. So after the national games got over, I started back to my practice, and now I cannot bend. Like, I am that flexible that I can touch my palm to the ground, and now I cannot like take my fingers till my knee. I cannot bend. Whenever I'm walking, my back is paining. Whenever I'm standing, whenever I'm laughing, my back is paining. And I was like, what has happened? Then my dad was like, take a week's rest. I was like, no, not doing that. For 1 month, I kept swimming, kept running. It just kept getting worse. It would get better for 2 days whenever I took rest, then would get worse, then get better. I went to a doctor. He said, ki, it's okay, it's just a muscle spasm. I was like, yeah, all right. I don't. So he's like, yeah, you can continue your swimming and everything. I was like, yeah, okay. 2 months passed like this. I did not know what's happening, and because the pain was going and coming, I wasn't performing well as well. So then I changed. My dad was very annoyed at me. He was like, "You're not healing your back," and I was like, you don't tell me anything because the doctor has said you can do it." And he was like, "Okay, just do your own thing." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing." And we used to have this fight every day. And he was like, "Back hair, it might get worse. You should not do like this to your back," because I was lifting weights as well. And I was like, "Okay, let's just change a doctor." I changed my doctor, and that doctor said you have to do a MRI. MRI. Oh God, I'll make a separate video for that because that is tiring. So I had two MRIs. Two MRIs means that you need to get into that machine for good 45 minutes, because one MRI takes 30 minutes. So two takes around 45-50 minutes. And oh God, that was so taxing. So I was like, बस मुझे निकालो यहाँ से. And so anyway, I got that MRI done. I'm so stubborn. After getting my MRI, I'm still lifting weights. I'm like, कुछ थोड़ा होगा, क्या आएगा MRI में? MRI reports came. It was like this close to surgery. They were like, अगर आप नॉर्मल इंसान होते हैं हम आपको सर्जरी बोलते हैं, बट सिंस यू आर अ स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन वी आर नॉट recommending a surgery. They recommended me 1 month full break, and he was like, and he tell rehab भी नहीं करना, सिर्फ चलना है, सिर्फ चल सकते हो. And I was devastated. I was like, let's just get with it. So I had my exams after 1 month, and I was like, ठीक है, तब तक I'll walk. I'm also preparing for GMAT, so I thought थोड़ा GMAT में ज़्यादा focus कर लेंगे. I'll leave a sport for 1 month, and let's just see how it goes. I gave a complete 1 week break. I used to walk. Running was completely off limits. मेरे को तो shoes, I didn't even know where my shoes were for that 1 week. And I went to him again, and I was like, चलो 1 month हो गया. I was like, हाँ अब कर सकते हैं. And he was like, कितना पेन है? I was like, it's 3 on 10. He's like, 1 month हो गया. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, चलो ठीक है, कोई नहीं, 2 weeks और rest देते हैं. Yeah, from I would say 1st October till 8th November. I was on complete rest. Just after my exam got over, I went again to him, and he was like, I told him that pain is completely gone and बहुत बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. You tell me what should I do? And now he gives me these rehab exercises, and he tells me what happened with me. So because my core was weak and my glutes weren't strong enough, so all the pain was getting to my back, and I exerted my muscles so much that all the load got to my back. And it's so he said you need to strengthen your core and glutes. So because now your back has recovered, now your your strength can be distributed evenly among all the three parts. But now you need to strengthen your back, your glutes, and your core, mainly your glutes and your core. So he gives me a exercise chart of crunches, glute bridges, and everything. Now I've been doing that, but still my back makes a noise, like just pops whenever I do a flutter kick or anything. My back makes this popping noise. Some people's knees also make popping sounds. So if that part is weak, that's the reason of that popping sound. So you need to strengthen it. So now I'm focusing on strengthening my back, core, and abs. And if your knees also make that popping sound, you need to get it like strengthened, because if you exert it, it will lead to an injury and a 2 to 3 months break. So like this, after September, I can like work out again. It's been 2 to 3 weeks since I'm fully healed. I can work out and do anything again. But again, taking into consideration that disc bulge can occur again. It's not a complete elimination. He said that it can happen again if you don't strengthen your other parts well. So now let's just get to the learnings that this injury had taught me. First learning is take a break. It's okay to take a break after a 6 day consistent workout. That consistency is breaking your body, or consistency is showing up every day, even if saturation point. It's okay to take rest because your body demands rest, and I've learned this the hard way. Now, after 3 or 4 good workouts, I take one session off to like fuel my body, heal my body, and earlier I never did that. And my dad kept saying me this, but sooner or later I had to realize that he was right. And now I have focused on giving my body the complete rest so that it can perform better in the next session, and I don't get exhausted as well. Number 2, walk and study. So I always disregarding walking, like walk on karta is just mere time waste. You should jog, you should run, you can sprint, don't walk. And now I've realized that these movements in your days play a really critical role. Because of walking and studying, I did not gain weight, because I was like, अब तो gain weight होगा ही, because कुछ नहीं करना. But just because I was walking and studying and like moving throughout the day, I felt that no, these little movements in your life do affect you as a whole. But third, don't sit for long. Had my exams, I used to sit at the same position on my bed for long period of time. So I would recommend, if you're doing a theory subject, please try to walk. I know people make notes, but even if you're making notes, once you've made those notes, try to walk and revise something or do something. So like walk after every 30 minutes. That's another good advice for you. Hustle culture is toxic. I know, I have been a part of it, and it's really toxic. You will hear all those motivational videos: show to your workout every day, study every day, and do your work every day, no days off, blah blah blah. No, because there's just so much your body can do, your mind can do, and if you just overexert itself, it will break. It will literally break, right? Like I did. I had that 1 week of a time where I was like, I can't work out and I can't study. I would just lay on my bed thinking what I've done. And that's where I realized that what if I've given this one session break to my body, and I wouldn't have been lying 3 months, like would have a gap of 3 months where I have to start completely from zero. So just try giving your body rest. Number 5, be grateful to your body. So this was an incident when I realized that what if I've got a fracture, a leg fracture, wherein I could not walk as well? What would I have done? Then back of the mindset, I would probably have strengthened my arms and done a arm workout. And then I was like, what if I've gotten into an accident wherein my arms and my legs would have gotten fractured? What would I have done that then? And then I did not have any answer for that. And then the fact that I'm thinking these scenarios, that what if worse would have happened and I couldn't move, what would I have done? And this made me realize that my body is so precious, and those people that are born without one body part, born without hands, without arms, without legs, they can't work out, they can't do so much that we can. And still, whenever I see my body in front of a mirror, I'm like, no, I'm looking fat from this angle, I'm looking this from this angle, maybe I'm not perfect enough, this is not great enough. And then I, it's so messed up, and then it just comes back to what if I did not have these things? What if I did not have an arm? What if I did not have a leg? And then I realized that I should love my body. So whenever you make up, just hug your body tight and say I love you to it, because it's just so much it does for you, and it just keeps you alive and functional. The sixth, know your limits. If someone does like a 10-kilometer run, I'm like, I'll do 11. If a boy if a boy like competes with me and he's faster than me, I'm like, I'll be more faster than you. I'm always competing. Even if that person, if he's running 10 kilometers, he has run 25 kilometers, and I'm running 10 kilometers after running, like after just practicing for 5 kilometers. Like my highest run has been 5 kilometers and I'm doing 10 kilometers. That guy does 25 kilometers and he's doing 10 kilometers. There's a difference, right? But I'm like, if he's doing 10 kilometers, I'll also run 10 kilometers. I don't know my limit. I'm like, whatever everyone is doing, I'll copy their workout. Even if like they have been practicing it for past 2 years. And if I'm just doing it for the like first time, I'm like, no, I can do it better than them, even though they have practiced for 2 years. So you should always know your limits. You just can't do everything. And I have learned this so hard way, because I thought I can do literally everything. I can swim, I can run, I can cycle, I can study, I can do internships, I can make a YouTube channel, I can be a good student, I can be a good child, I can roam with my friends, I can go out, and it bursted. You just can't do everything. 3 months I realized that I just can't multitask everything. I need to focus on one thing as well. Multitasking is good, but not to a point where you lose focus to everything. So it's better you do two things instead of doing 10 things without any concentration. Last point being, fuel your body well. So when I was training so much before the national games, I wasn't eating enough protein, wasn't fueling my body as I should have. Training so much, I was burning around 1,000 calories per session. So 2 sessions, 2,000 calories every day, and I was merely eating. I was just eat like 3 eggs, and then in lunch I was eat a roti sabzi and just come back and eat some roti sabzi. I wasn't having enough protein. I wasn't having enough lean chicken or enough fiber in my diet, and that's why I wasn't able to like perform as well as I should have, and that led me to an injury as well. Hi everyone. So I would also like to add that if you have a back injury or any injury for that factor, only and only rest can heal you. No medicine, no doctor can heal you. And even the exercises that the doctor gives. So for me, there were cat and cow exercises, all the glutes and abs activation exercises, cat and cow, hip thrusters, glute bridges, and then for abs, it's core activation, which is leg up and down, bicycles. There are plethora of exercises available online. You can just search glute activation exercises, abs activation exercises. That's it. There's nothing else, no medicine. It's just normal B vitamins and everything that you already need to take for on a daily basis. If you have any injury, surgery is the last option. Don't go for surgery, and make sure you take precautions as well, because back injury is not non-reversible, it's reversible. It can again occur if I don't take complete precautions. So I hope you found these tips really useful, and if you did, do share, like and subscribe. And if even you have a back injury or your back makes noise, please feel free to comment what you do to heal that. Feel free to share your experiences with me. You can also connect with me on Instagram, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Number fourth, hustle culture is number fourth, hustle culture. Number four, after every like walk. So eighth, so yeah, from who has if you like this video, please